Khamzat Chimaev. So, what are we gonna do about Khamzat Chimaev? And so, there was a couple of days ago, he took on Jack Hermanson in a freestyle wrestling bout, and he looked pretty impressive. I mean, granted that Jack Hermanson, I don't think he has a freestyle wrestling background, but he's pretty slick on the old BJJ. But I thought Khamzat Chimaev, is it Khamzat or Hamzat? If someone can rectify that one for me, that'd be appreciated. If Hamzat is that sort of dominant in wrestling, but we've known he is for a while, but he hasn't been really tested against a grappler in that sense, because Jack Hermanson, the grappling is his bread and butter. So, I mean, granted there were no submissions. I don't think you could. I mean, freestyle wrestling, I don't think it's a submission-based sport. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it works on points. Yes, I mean, there's no submissions, but he just looked pretty dominant. He was able to get him in dominant positions, and we've seen his record, Hamzat's record, in Sweden. Like, I know it's Swedish competition. He's just all wins, so all green when you go on to Wikipedia. But I just think it's in his blood. Like, he's Russian, he's Chechnyan. And I'm going to be honest, I'm all on board with this Khamzat Chimaev train, like this hype train. One thing I find fascinating is that his confidence and the belief in himself. I mean, we saw it with Conor McGregor. That belief is going to get you very, very far, and that'll fast track you to the top. But I mean, to have that belief that you can just smash your opponents like that, it's just absolutely incredible. I mean, I think it was Ling Ji. Sorry, I forget his name. Jingliang, the Chinese guy that he just fought. He has like a black belt in BJJ, and Hamzat has a blue belt in BJJ. But I mean, what happened there? I honestly just think just throw everything at it, and it'll put your opponent on the back foot. I mean, they're just not expecting that kind of dominant coming forward, and I really think it intimidates people. So I mean, we saw that with Conor McGregor. Like, he would just come forward, he had no fear, and he just believed in himself so much. But see, Conor McGregor's downfall with the fight game is that his ground game was lacking. He built his whole fight style around striking, boxing heavy, getting the timing, everything like that. His striking is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But when it came to the ground game, in the lightweight division, you've got Habib, and you've got Islam. You've got Michael Chandler, you've got Charles Oliveira. He ain't getting there anymore. But he started out in featherweight. Anyway, I'm going off track a little bit. Khamzat Chimaev he's got that ground game, and I feel like if that's your base, you can develop the striking. We've seen that guys that all come from wrestling or grappling heavy backgrounds, they do the best. Charles Oliveira is now the champion. He's a grappling background, and his striking developed later on. Michael Chandler, even though he's got a few losses on his record now, but he still comes from that wrestling background. It's not his striking that gets him in trouble. I think he's got really good striking, but he just goes forward. He's pretty careless. He just wants to scrap. So if he dialed that back, he could very well be more in the win column. But yeah, and we've seen Hamzat like a one punch KO of Gerald Meerschaert. So I think it's on point. Some of his training videos are pretty good, but yeah, I think this guy is the real thing, is the real deal. And I'm not quick to hop on any hype trains. Definitely not. I usually resist that. And I'm like, nah. Let's just see where he gets. But I think that confidence and that belief in himself is going to go pretty far. So let me know what you guys think. But I just think the way he's winning, he's just going to keep winning. I mean, I think he would give Colby a run for his money. I'm not sure about Kamaru. But even if he's not as skilled, I think his confidence and the ability to exude that confidence is gonna make the other fighters a little bit fearful, you know. And the more people talk about it, it's gonna get into their heads, you know. I remember when Dan Hooker fought Michael Chandler, that fear of Chandler's takedowns got into his head a little bit, and probably the same in with Islam Makhachev. You know, when people talk about it, you can't help but it's gonna go in. You're hearing it, and so it's gonna seep in. You're gonna have to be very, very skilled not to let that get in. So I don't know how you do that, but yeah, that's my 2 cents. So I can't wait to see who he fights next. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty bloody exciting. That's what I think. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Who he's going to fight. I think he's up for Gilbert Burns they're looking at, which would be really, really good. I mean, I would pick Khamzat on that one, to be honest. I just think Gilbert Burns would be, you know, this guy's fought no one, had that kind of attitude, and I think he would get clipped. I think he would, I don't know. Yeah, I could just see it going early. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Drop some comments in down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that kind of stuff. We'll get those subscribers up, and I'll just keep pumping out these videos, which I'm loving doing. Yeah, let me know what other kind of content you want, and make sure you check out my rehab videos as well. Awesome. See you.